development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country and people are now seeing it as being right because the Asa is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
I see in the next few months a nicer country, a very noisy country, rowdy country, a heavily divided country, a very tough economy, a sense of elitism by those who are coming at the hem of authority. The coming in of the Unity Party is going to multiply the economic woes, the economic conundrum, the economic quagmire, the suffering of the Liberian people is going to multiply. We are not prophets of doom, but the reality will come.
The judge ascribed unto himself an authority that he doesn't have. When specific provisions of the Constitution are raised as subject matter of discussion in a trial, a court of limited jurisdiction, specifically a trial court, doesn't have the authority to interpret the Constitution. That authority is ascribed to the full bench of the Honorable Supreme Court. So today, the judge had indeed agreed that the former officials of government are immune from any criminal prosecution or judicial inquiry for acts committed or acts carried out while serving as members and statutory members of the National Security Council and principal advisors and agents of the presidency. That immunity of the president that extends to the advisors of the president and the agent, that immunity can never be subjected to judicial review in a court of law. The courts shall refrain from conducting inquiry on the basis that any attempt will compromise national security. In fact, it's on the other way around. Why we should be protecting the protection of national secrecy, I see the government proceeding to expose national security operations, especially about expenditure during elections to keep this country safe from threats to the elections. Is that with the wisdom of the judge? The next thing is the defendants, the former ministers of the former officials of government cannot stand trial. Why? Under the due process clause that we have in fact, our cases like the Wallow versus Wallow, the landmark case on due process, before you are convicted, you have the right to question the witnesses, to produce evidence in your favor in order to exonerate yourself.
From the beginning of this process, now only today, from the onset, we have built a prosecution that will now point a wrong finger behind a wrong person. We must make sure that the investigation is very thorough, very, very thorough, to the extent that when we say you are the doer of the act, there should be nothing else. What we have done is that we are going to go after people who are suspected to be the committer of any offense to make sure that the evidence is cogent, conclusive, and the evidence must meet all the quality of tests of evidence. And so we brought these people to court. We are not pretending about it. Evidence are overwhelming, and those who collected the evidence, those are trained, tested, and well-informed people in the criminal justice system. They have made no mistake, and you will see it from now on.
He was arrested and subsequently turned over. Sayante was brought back into the country on the 6th. The intervention of a family member who made a request that he was willing to cooperate and become a witness. However, we know that in criminal investigations, cooperating suspects are always dangerous. When he was brought in based on the request of the family member who assisted in this process, we gave him a chance to speak with him and to test the legitimacy of his willingness to assist in the investigation. In the process, it was proven that indeed he could not be trusted. He was already charged even before he was charged in absentia, so even before being arrested. As such, he was brought to a central headquarters and subsequently turned over.
Did you hear the press conference of Gregory Coleman, the IG? He did say that this is a highly political case, did he not? So you don't take the partisans' word for it, you take the IG's word for it. He decided to bring this case based on a basket of evidence of innuendos, lies, and misstatement. And in the next few weeks, as we go through the preliminary hearing, we will deconstruct those lies and be able to put together a defense that is worthy of what we've done. It's a place for human beings. Unfortunately, that's the best the state can offer for Liberian citizens. It's unfortunate, but they are no better than me. As long as we're in a political battle, it's a political win.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong, and no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because the Asa is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much
important. His Excellency, George Wea, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
are back again on the midweek Wednesday. It's the 25th day of June 2025, the reign of Judo Christopher. I'm Sam Andrews. We've got the bits and pieces to share with you. At 4 o'clock, if he shows up fine, then we talk. If not, we proceed. Kofa, the Claw, the Professor. But however, the issues, we've got the issues to talk about. And we've got some cash to give, 10,000 Liberian dollars and 1,000 Liberian dollars. Liberty Fortune Squash and win 1,000. Another draw is coming over the weekend. But until Saturday, you got 10,000, 5,000, 15,000 today. Tomorrow, Saturday, all the faithful to God Almighty. He's faithful, he's true. He never reneged on his promises, but fulfills every word that he utters in the fullness of time. We are grateful that he keeps watch over us from day to day, night to night, provides for us, protect us, despite our imperfections, sins, iniquities, and transgression. His compassionate love never fades. He's God. He's faithful. He's good. Another day he has given us to not only acknowledge him, but to speak truth to Nebuchadnezzar, to Judo Christopher, to all of the leaders, all of the leaders. So it's another day we are together. Thank you all for coming on. We are here with you. My guy is with me. Newton talk about that, the technical man, he gets on everything. Can't say, my man, let's see. The man is zooted up. The man is purely corporate. Corporate man is in blue trousers, blue tie, white shirt. All the ladies. You see the man? As a man who does all the technical stuff in the background. You know, that's how radio goes. Radio, you hear one person talking, but there are many people who are working. The generator man, the IT man, everybody. But you hear one person, you see one person. Sam Andrews sit down, oh, you think that Sam Andrews alone doing it? No. That's why in broadcast we say we. It is because of that we say we. Because too many people in the background doing it. It's a unique division of labor with a high degree of unity, trust, and love. All right. Thank you ever so much for coming on. All of you, I appreciate all of you. So let's get started. Time is of the essence. Yasha Sharif, you are on. Great lady. Hope that you are faring well from your end. Tunin Williams, Congo Town, Catholic community. You said Joseph Murphy from 72nd. Matilda Stevens, you are on. Good to have you on. Hope that you are doing good. Asata Miller, So Clinic community. And you are good. Jackson C. Pony, Iron Factory, Block C community, member of Block 13, alongside the chairman of that block, Romancio Latupan, Cannibal or Rico for short, down to F chairman for life. No aristocrat, no opulence, no bourgeois about him, but a common citizen, a George Wea. Good to have you on. Romancio Latupan, Cannibal or Rico for short, chairman of Block 13. William Massaquoi, Pennsylvania, the United States. Fumba Yen, Grand Capeman County, Jenen, Liberia town. That's how it is called. A place in Grand Capeman called Jenen, Liberia town. Okay, that's good. Liberia in Liberia. Bapin Paul Lee, Johnsonville, Emmanuel Mason, Saturday, Woodoo Ware, Atlanta, USA. Barbara Stanford, Brooklyn, New York City, Charles Foley, Guamantan, Bakpolu County. Very shortly, these counties, you will start to feel beyond what you people are feeling, the presence of Kings 88.5, just a matter of time. Prince Gay, South Korea. South Korea. Is that where Mr. President and his people, the vice president, went, or the vice president and his people for the 285 machines? Zoban Yotobe, Henry Toll Jr., Caldwell, Mitchell Jackson, you also Conan, Juju, Oneware, Johnsonville, Dinah, Davids, Manhattan, New York, Ralph Cooper, Denver, Colorado, T. Mac Zackenberg Webb, District Titan, Emmanuel QM, David Downingtown. Where is that? Bon County. Orion, Cone, Old Road, Randall, Wollaba, Brooklyn Park, the USA, Henry King, Edwin Quingba. Yes. Okay. Great people. Good to have all of you on the show, man. We appreciate all of you great people. You are so great, so extraordinary, so massive. Without you, we can. With you, it's possible. We've got a couple of things to talk about, all of us together, and then we are out. We are in the rain season. This is just a caution. It is the rain season in Liberia. In June, it rains a lot, but the rain is not always tense, unlike July, August, but it rains up to October. You want to be careful. The wires, LEC wires, disconnections of all kinds, crook connections are all over the place. You want to be careful how you move about. Don't step in water. I know sometimes given your area, you want to get out quick, so you jump in here and there. If your area is good, fine. But I'm just cautioning every one of us to be careful so that you don't, because every rain season we experience that. We hear that the wires are rotting or defective when breeze blows or the storms falls, wire cord drop on the ground in the water, and then what happened? People don't know. They get into it deaf. So please be careful. You can save yourself with just a caution, cautioning yourself, just being careful. I beg all of us. Life is good, but they say the first law of nature is self-preservation. And that preservation doesn't start by being don't care. It starts with caution. You are very careful. Unfortunate things are happening. I say unfortunate because sometimes you don't really pray for it. It just happens. So it's unfortunate. It just comes. It is not a fortune. It's a misfortune. So it becomes unfortunate event, a misfortune. The guy went to do his mining, I think, as the news people were discussing, trying to put the news together, and they thought to share that with me. And why he was doing it, the tree, don't know how that happened, but the tree fell on him. It wasn't raining and raining very heavy, but how it happened, that's the mystery. Every day you don't know what will happen. The world is so interesting. It's filled with fortunes, good people, bad events, mystery events. You just can't tell. Let's stay out of Liberia for a while. That's politics, but It's out of Liberia. The implication is yeah in Liberia. Let's stay out of Liberia for a few minutes. What unfolding in Nigeria? The Supreme Court, not the Supreme Court, but 100, imagine that, 110 associations in Nigeria, they have confronted the Independent National Electoral Commission and submitted their respective proposals, not joint proposals, but individual proposals. The commission put all into a context 110 that they want to be registered as political party. It was confirmed by the chairman of the commission, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, disclosing this today, Wednesday, that the requests are being processed according to the head of Nigeria's Independent National Commission, Electoral Commission. The request to become a political party, meaning the applications as per their law, are being processed in line with the relevant laws and the Commission's regulations and guidelines. I should quote him word for word. He said, as of Monday, the 22nd of June, the Commission has received letters of intent from 110 associations that wish to register as political party. We are diligently processing the request in line with the procedure outlined in the law, as well as our regulations and guidelines. We have acknowledged all requests received. 110 to be added to the already existing political parties in Nigeria. I guess you have started talking about your own country, Liberia. That's democracy. You see what it is. That's democracy. How many political parties we have already? We are in the 20, I think 26, and yeah, I may not be exact. Well, you have your number, but we should be around 26. And if we have 26 or more than 26, the space is open democratically. So before 2029, getting into 2029, the number will increase. If it is not in 30 yet, it will go to 30 or beyond. There are several institutions that are working out their applications with the National Elections Commission to get registered as political parties in Liberia. So we might have between 35, 38, 40, or 45 political parties in Liberia going into 2029. Interestingly, they don't live long. They always short-live, but that is not the issue. What is of prime importance here, the Constitution, together with the electoral law, provide them the right to become a full-fledged political party, provided they meet all of the requirements. In Liberia, the requirement is as simple, not difficult, nothing high in it. They say, oh, just attain this age, register with this amount, finish. So we might. I do not know. I didn't have the time to check the number of political parties that currently exist in Nigeria, but I will do before the show ends. But let's assume the 25 and then add 110. Assume assuming that the electoral body in Nigeria accepts all of their applications, register them as political parties, so the already existing political ones, imagine how it's going to be. And Nigeria is, I think Nigeria is 5 or 10 times Liberia. Their population is large. One state is half Liberia. So that is understandable. For us, the political party is going to increase very shortly. Between now and the middle of July, you have one political party coming again. We've already have CMC, Citizens Movement for Change, headed by Musa Bility. There's another political party working out the last minute touches with the National Elections Commission. They will be out soon. And I am aware of 2 or 3 that are in the making, hoping to complete their registration process with the National Elections Commission. I mean, what they need to do now to enter the first stage, because it's by stages. You don't wake up in the morning and say, I want to be a political party, and you go to the National Elections Commission and make your request, and then they say, yes, you are a political party. No, there are several stages. There are several stages. You don't get anything on a silver platter. Everything goes with application. So you start from step 1 to step 2, step 3. If you've got 6 steps as per the requirement, you have to complete those. So you have several parties. One will be announced officially, will be certificated officially between the close of July and between the close of June and the beginning of July. It is my understanding that political party is just working out the final details so that the National Elections Commission can certify them as a political party. That will carry our number up. And then the 3 or 4 political parties are not political parties yet, but political institutions that are working out their stuff to become a political party. It might carry us to 40. Just thought to share that Nigeria experience with you and contextualize it locally. So 110 associations, as you heard the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission of Nigeria, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, confirmed 110 associations, they apply. And what did he say? They are processing their application to become a full-fledged political party. Politics is the fulcrum of the world. Can't do without it. That will be doing it for that. That will take us to what came out yesterday from the National Commission on Higher Education. The shutting down of several academic institutions with a warning to the University of Liberia, Cottington, and other institutions, 1-year ultimatum to get everything straight. Otherwise than that, they will be shut down. Many think that the head of the commission is doing well. People are excited. Yes, it's good to do your work, but sometimes you just want to sit down and do a careful study of the culture, looking into the past and coming into the future, because the past will help you. I'm not saying that it is wrong that they should not cleanse the tertiary sector, no, but just as the National Identification Registry moved in with power and authority, that they were constrained from pressure, public pressure, to cancel it, even though a decree cannot be canceled. A decree cannot be reversed. A decree is the same as executive order. If you people don't know, a decree is the same as executive order. Executive order is the same as decree. It cannot be reversed. That is why before it goes into full effect, it is carefully look out. All of the factors are taken into consideration. With this in mind, probably it happened, but I'm not aware that in the past, President Bouakar's predecessors reversed executive order. I am saying this because too many mistakes. If you're not careful, you have good intent, but the application will not give you the result. And that's what often happened in Liberia. You came up with a long list of 31 institutions. You got public recognition, the praises, the laughter, the stuff, every other thing. But what is it? It's not just cleansing the sector, but what the commission had been doing before. The commission responsibility is not exclusively to shut down and approve institution to exist. I was opportune to have seen the act of the commission that brought the National Commission into full existence, the National Commission on Higher Education. There are so many responsibilities that lay on its lap. But over the years, they have not been doing any one of those things. What we have always known them for, shut down, shut down, shut down. Ellen Salif, we heard that same thing. During Ellen Salif administration, the only thing we heard from the National Commission on Salif, shut down several institutions as boogers, and the public went gay for that sum. We are administration, we had the same thing. Bouagar administration, we hearing the same thing. The higher institution culture in this country has been messed up. It is not the shutting down. Several institutions were shut down in the past. But what you saw, everything remains the same. People get out of this country. They can't even prove anything. Even graduates from the University of Liberia, they get out, they have to tell them to start over. It is not shutting down institutions that help. I am not saying, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that it is wrong and let those institutions exist. No. But you want to help improve the sector, and shutting down institutions, not the ultimate solution. Because some of the people that are within that higher education sector, they have their institution too, and they protect it, and their institution is substandard, not accredited at all. It's just like the situation that's going on now between two individuals. One say his father was not this, was not in that, does not own that, and blasting other people, only to realize that they claim that his father does not have this, does not preside over this. They brought out the record. But he was protecting himself and blasting other people that, oh yes, they should be shut down. That's the irony of human being. So you people have to look at that good. You look at that real good. The sector, the education sector in this country has been challenged. You shut down all those institutions, it will change nothing. It will still be the same. Because the same people in the system are the people who are setting up those institutions, send the people there to go teach. Most of those institutions, we see over the years, they shut them down. What happened? In no time, the people who shut them down pass through the back door and allow them to operate and say, oh, Lord, okay, no problem. We're working on your document. When the people come, they ask you, we know what to say. In fact, just relax. We in the system. We know that thing from the one, man. So you'll try. You'll go beyond that. It should not just be shutting down. Also within that, which I don't think anybody has control over. Let us not get this country into something else. Let us not portray it like the government has the right to regulate everything. No. The government has limitation. It is not everything that you think the government ought to regulate. If you are so obsessed with certain things, or because you think you have elevated to that level, and so you think this person should not, no, then it is a mental problem. I am referring to what people are saying all around. Oh, people should stop. Nobody should give anybody honorary degree and all the kind, as if honorary degree is a preference of an institution and the preference of a person to receive it or not. How does it affect the government? How does it affect the institution called the country? What is the law that says in Liberia's book that no one should earn honorary degree? Ironically, the people who are preaching that doctrine, their president, Joseph Yeman Boaka, has honorary degree. Most of their ministers have honorary degree. And Boaka went over AME Zion, where the Peking attempted pulling him to the ground, and he went there to receive honorary degree. Must we say the president should should give it away because it can be revoked, or the institution should revoke it? No, that won't. No law. There's no law that governs that. We have to stop being unnecessarily sentimental in this country. All of these things are helping to mess you. When you try to be too critical, you lose direction. You think you are making sense, but you are not. And when you focus on certain people without looking in your closet, there where the irony comes out. They telling people, they're writing all over, saying all kinds of stuff that nobody should be giving honorary degree. You hear the name, they say honorary, meaning you don't got to say that in classroom. They can say, or capital, or what? They can say, the institution can come and say, because of X, Y, Z, we are conferring this on you. What is the law in our academic setting that says no honorary degree should be given to anybody? You have to be very critical. You can call for something to be banned when there is no framework. Your law ain't say anything about it whatsoever. Your law, your constitution ain't even talk about anything academic. Nothing. Those who want to be XYZ, what did they say? That you must attain the age of 35, you must attain the age of this, you must register with this. Did they say anything academic? The only way you can change society, you can make things better through legislation. And that's what people do in other countries. They look at the cultural setting, they look at the laws, they look at every other thing and say, oh, look, it would make no sense if we start saying people should not be giving honorary doctorate degree when there is nothing in our framework nationally that says that. So it is the will of the institution and the preference of the person. So if we want that, if we don't want that to happen, then let's move to a petition. Let's move with a petition, or let's prevail on our legislators to come out with a legislation which will eventually become a law. Then that will restrict people, or people will have known that, yes, this one in Liberia, it is forbidden. I cannot take this because our law forbids that. Simple. All of you who calling for that, who saying that thing, you have to stop. There is no law that says a person cannot be conferred. That's why they say honorary. Honorary is just a friendly thing. It's the same as going to a place and then they call you for an award. It's just an award for what you have done, a goodwill. It is not rooted in no law in any place here in Liberia. That's just goodwill thing. Simple as that. They say, oh, my man, you've been there, you are there. So we're conferring this on you. Meaning you earn our respect. We are practicalizing it. So what then now you say people should not be giving honorary degree, people checking behind, people say, oh, they passing at this, they passing at that, they passing at that. You're creating distraction. The very president, Joseph Iman Boaka, has honorary doctorate degree. And you don't allow me to say what Kula Fofana said about him academically. We have to be very careful. When you're so obsessed with certain things because you think you have made one or two strides, so you think that as you cut across, you become the law or you want to become the law, then your closet is that. So there are people in United Party government that give them honorary degree. Joseph Iman Boaka, the most clearest of all, he went to Zion. So you tell Boaka to give the people degree back. Why did the press secretary, Kula Fofana, I should say now, I will not go to the other one, but what did she say? She said the media should not refer to Boaka as doctor. And what was her reason? She said because he doesn't like all of those things. He's this kind of man. He's just practical. And he did all kinds of stuff she was saying. They didn't know what she was saying, but she felt she knew what she was saying. How will you say that the media should not call the man doctor when the man went in the open? It was announced. It went far and wide across the country and beyond the country. He went to receive it in the public. Then the press secretary said the media should not call Boaka doctor. That is the reason why you don't hear. Give me one institution recently or from that time that you have read in the press or a radio station, a journalist referring to him as doctor, or the executive mansion referring to him as doctor. No. They shame. And he should. He should. Boaka has honorary doctorate degree. Y'all ask the man. So y'all leave that thing. Sometimes you just want to leave certain thing because your culture does not support that by law. There is nothing that says no, nobody should receive honorary degree. What sense does that make? What sense does it make? You will restrict people how they live their life, how they operate within the academic sector. They're not even within your domain. They are out of your domain. Then you're saying that the people should not. Amen. That's mental deficiency. That's mental illness. You going out. You generalizing it that people out of government, people in the private sector who has doctorate degree should not be called doctor. They should do that. They should do that. All kind of stuff. Tell me, man, it's mental madness. What's the obsession for? Unnecessary obsession. It is personal. You've got nothing to do with it. It is not impacting negatively on anybody. It's not impacting negatively on the society. There are a number of people. Can you imagine? Let me say this. There are a number of people in government who earn classroom doctorate degree. And do you know that they have not written a single paper to help their own culture? Even master's degree out of this country, they write different papers. Doctors, the ones that are here, the classroom doctors, the one that sat in classroom, they earned their doctorate academically. It wasn't conferred. It was not honorary. It was conferred on them by the earning. They burned the midnight candle. They earned it. You know how many years? Even that University of Liberia that been down there for rack of ages, check the doctors that have gone to that university, Liberian doctors. They have not written a single paper for that university, at least to say the country. Unlike others that you see, go in Ghana, Ghanaian doctors, they write for the culture. The people use their writings. They shape the economy, they shape the political destiny, they shape the cultural destiny by their script. Yeah, you're depending on foreign doctors. You brought in a white doctor to manage your university. That white doctor is not going to write a single paper and leave it here after she's done with her job here that you will use going forward to improve the university and beyond. But she improved her sector. If you check that woman out, she may have written some books from where she was. I think she has she's deep rooted in psychology. The guys at the university, you ain't checking all those things. Then your honorary degree. If the argument was why our doctors here are not writing, why are they not coming out with write out that will help us economically, politically, socially, culturally, like we see in Ghana, Sierra Leone, Guinea, Ivory Coast, and other regional countries, least to talk about European countries and America. We stay relying on other people's idea. Because the man is a doctor, legitimate doctor, you bring the man into the country, you spend almost $5,000 to bring him in the country, then you give him $10,000 to go back for just 2 or 3 hours. And your doctors here, they worship him as if they don't have a doctorate degree. You should know where and how to direct the argument. Don't focus all your time, energy, and resources. I'm talking to every one of those who are in support of this thing. Oh, people should not be called doctor, honorary doctorate degree. It's not the same. Honorary doctorate degree, that's your friendship thing. That's your friendship. It's just like, and you see the media institutions, they wake up in the morning, they say they're going to honor this person, minister of this, minister of that. You think those people, is to say you don't honor anybody. Why you don't say that? It is the same thing. It's the same thing, except for your good work, we confer this on you. It comes from us, from our observation, our satisfaction, and we demonstrate it. It is the same thing. When they're giving you an award, why you can say, no, this is honorary. You think the award is what? The award is honorary. Honorary degree is why they say for what you've done. Award, they say for what you've done. What's the difference? I see you on this, man. Just thought to brush that thing aside. You'll leave it. Our doctors here, Sawyer try. I think Sawyer wrote 1 or 2 papers, I'm referring to it as papers because there were few sheets, not books, few sheets. So we in academia, you consider those as papers, a few sheets. Where it is book, you hear the academics, the scholars. You hear the doctor say, my book, or you hear refer to him, his materials, his book. Few sheets, not book. They are papers. Do we have? No, not at all. Nothing. Nothing. Sawyer try. At least Sawyer went down in history. How to call the other man? Bagbala, Babala tried, he wrote some kind of paper. And then Tokwana Tibote, he tried, he wrote a paper too. And there are others. I may not be exact with every one of them. But the guys now beyond, especially the modern guys, beyond Bagbala, Tokwana Tibote, the late Abel Sawyer, the guys beyond there now, because their generation is over. Their generation is over. How are these modern doctors serving their generation? Because that's how God said it. And there's a line in the Bible, it's not exclusively academic, but you can feed into that. You serve your generation. Just like we're serving our generation. Years back, we were cop reporters, reporting here and there. With the passage of time, we fade out the scene and gave chance to the other people who are doing it now. The time will come, we wouldn't be behind the microphone, but others will be, and then they are being nurtured. So from one generation to another, in Acts of the Apostles, Acts 13:36, what did God say? He said, and David, after he served his own generation, all of those modern people who having modern doctor or doctorate degrees, how are they serving? What papers or books have they started to write? Nothing. The man earns a doctorate degree. The man in office sitting down, the man doing different things. The man take government job. He excited, moving from one country to another, riding tinted windshield. At the close of the day, what happened with the society? Society remains crippled. That's why we always feeding on the white man to give us idea. Not that God did not give us the idea. God gave everybody the same. Nobody is writing in this country. Give me one modern book from a modern doctor, Liberian doctor. Yeah, fellow language say only articles. Only articles they write. He says so non-practical doctors. They have not written anything. Nothing. Korea, Nigeria. See doctors, see books. People come from America. The Americans use their books, use African books in their university. They use the books written by their doctors to change the economic look of the country, to change the political outlook of the country, to change the cultural outlook of the country. The doctors' books are taught in universities. They are reference materials in libraries and other places. But yeah, nothing. Nothing, absolutely. If the argument is still in that direction, then I would say yes, we can jump inside. Why not to come people get doctorate degree, they want honorary doctorate degree, they want not have it. Come on, man. No reason why this is a childish place. Shut down that stuff. And you'll look at it good. Yeah. You'll look at it good. Keep playing, continue playing, always play. The King's Cash giveaway. It's 10,000 and 5,000 is 15,000. It's midweek 15,000. You want to take that in this hard economy under the reign of Judah Christopher. Nobody can force you to take it. It is up to you if you want to, fine, but it is a great testimony. I wish I had that 15,000. I'll be happy with just a couple of days to July 1st. So that will be doing it for that. Keep playing. And also the Liberty Fortune Squash and Win is on. Keep playing also the Liberty Fortune Squash and Win game. It's 1,000 up for grabs. 1,000. Yeah, time that morning. When you put in time, you'll get 1,000. You can stay whole day. You say you're asking God for breakthrough. Breakthrough. When God gave you breakthrough now, you can. That's why some of the prayers that the people can utter, you know that God can answer. Some of the prayer people can answer. Can utter. God can answer. Because the man said, that you need to pray. There's certain things you need to pray. You need to come to me to pray. It's not because I say you must pray unceasingly now. So I know your intent. You want 1,000 US. And Liberty Fortune Squash and Win exists with the 1,000. You only need to go there and take the 1,000. Then you pray to me again. Some of the prayer God can answer. Let me tell you, he can never ever answer because the prayer is irrelevant. It lacks substance. God creates opportunities. That's his role. The only reason we pray to God because he is the Almighty. That's all. He is the shield, the protector. That's the only reason he says you should pray. But he is the God who created opportunity. So if you need 15,000, the man said, play the King's Cash giveaway. It's available for you to take. You need 1,000, play the Liberty Fortune Squash and Win. It is for you to take. And it is not for you to be praying, asking me for breakthrough when I've already set breakthrough in place. No, because time, that money, and God.
Yes!
Pee-wee?
Yes?
What all the happiness for now?
Yama,
Mhm.
the thing that making some of our friends in other countries can be building houses and sending their children to Google schools now come to Liberia, yeah?
What's that?
They got one Liberian company called Liberty Fortune.
Liberty Fortune?
Yes, this company bringing one game they call Liberty Fortune Scratch and Win game.
And how people can play this game?
Very easy. Buy the ticket and scratch the silver part on it. Just the same way you can do the scratch card. Then any money you see on it is for you. You can win different amount of money, all the way up to 10,000 USD.
So you mean when I buy the Liberty Fortune scratch card and build the silver part, any money there is for me?
Yes, and you only need just $1 USD on the same money LD to play and win.
But where I can get a Liberty scratch card from?
Go to the shops, go to the boys who sell scratch cards and tell them that you want Liberty scratch card. Pay, scratch, and win. And then you take the winning card to their office at the Don's residence on 2nd Street, Topman Boulevard in Cinco for your money.
Pee-wee, thank you for this life-changing game. Liberty scratch card, we for it every day. Spend small money and win big money.
A message from Liberty Fortune LLC, the new game changer in Liberia.
You're watching and listening to Real Talk on Kings 88.5 with me, Sam Andrews. Let's take a few comments and then we go to the line to have your say on this one. Then we move on to the second and final lap of the show and then we out. Like Phil and Language said earlier, is that the same thing you're referring to, bro? You said according to trying to get that. It's called what? Home Day because it's the. Oh, I think you're referring to another stuff I was talking about. Oh yeah, but we have a man. We are not get that. Any people are calling we are doctorate degree. Doctor. They still call we are. We are is proud of it. But the press secretary, Kula Fofana, she said, "Man, I call Bwaka a doctor." Can you imagine? Press secretary. After the man went receive it, then he said they should not call the man doctor, doctor. You should just say President Bwaka, Mr. Bwaka. Why not? Okay, the rest of the comments. I ain't get to the political stuff yet. Hey man, you're real like you don't get too obsessed with the politics. So I ain't even get there yet. Most of the comments on that. Why if I don't say anything to that which I'm talking about? No, that's not how it works with talk show hosts. What the person talk about, that what they will reference when you comment on it. It's not what you want them to read for you. No. You can dictate to them. So let's go to the line and take few calls on this. Then we talk something else. Let's see. 0772 23 99 33 0886 3044 97 0777 980375. just few cards on it, and then we move to something that is non-political. Yeah, non-political, just few cards, and then that's it. Where my guy? Okay, he's around. My guy is around. Let's just take few cards. Hello. You are on, Chief. Yeah.
I'm Francis Kemokai, and I'll be joining for the cabinet of Monrovia this afternoon.
Let's hear you, Mr. Kemokai.
Thank you for your elaboration to disclose to the public on the issues. You got it?
Yeah, you are on the app. You went off, Kemokai. You went off. You went off. Yeah, just few calls, and then we move to something else. Few. Just few. Where is my guy? Okay. Where's my guy? Let's go. Hold on, Chief. Hold on. Hold on. Hello.
Hello.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anyway, I'm Coco from Kawa.
Let's hear you, Coco.
Mr. Andrew, I don't know why they keep trying to confuse us. They doctor degree winning as something inside me all because Georgia is doing the same thing that what they want is it. The school of performance say that thing, maybe the project want to tell that thing because you tell you.
No, it's all by herself. It's been long. I just thought to share that, because everybody, even people within the government, people outside the government, everybody, this thing that came out now about honorary doctorate degree and this and that. So people saying, "Oh yeah, it's not necessary." So I just try to get in between that.
I don't know whether they hold in the country or something or what.
Very good question.
But then we'll see though. Let's see what happens there.
All right, Chief. Thank you. Very good question. You're right. Hello.
How are you?
Yeah, fine.
Yeah, this is Edmund Carr. I'm in District 5. I will ask you a question. I say, so you come and shut the institution down. Did you give them prior notice to regularize their status? Because that should have been the case. You didn't just get to know the problem yesterday. So if you come to realize that we have all of this problem in the country, you get them prior notice. Then the next one is what happened to the degree that have been given? The other people. What happened to all of the degree? You've been here when we talk about other stations. Somebody say, for the past 6 years, we didn't hear anything about the higher commission. Why you would say that? The commission have already been here. Then what you were talking about? When you talk about doctor degree, this and that, what are we getting them for? For the impact that they will be able to make on the country. So that institution that they are giving or asking them to record to do certain thing or 2 years, they will do that, AMEU, Cotiton. All of those institutions are now offering master program and all. So why are you talking about? Is it so the means that you are trying to create again to raise some money? Then when people jump behind you, then you go, you let it go. Then you are talking about the executive order, or revert.
Yeah.
So I don't know. People just kind of get confused and the sentencing a whole lot of things. They get made to be talking. Then the real issue will be lying down there and they're not taking care of it. Thank you, man.
Thank you, Mr. Carr. Have a great midweek. Hello.
Hello, my big brother, my son.
Hello.
My good friend. This is my sister.
Yeah.
My Eastern sister. Yeah, thank you for the show, man. No, why want to say and the whole group about what we're talking now. Tato. All we're talking about what will do for us, our bread and butter issue. I'm a concern. The country, everybody is going to help us cut off. No one say me. You see your friend going there, we're talking about their This is why going there, we're talking about their Go to the hospital. Somebody get to sleep. They don't know my area yet. Somebody want a man down, the man pass around, the man let him sleep. I was Nigeria man. in the community. You gonna say, so let us from the issue of them, but let's about taking them. Oh, one for them. Then let you give them, coming on nowhere. You just do it for yourself, not for anybody, not for majesty, not for our children, for our food. Thank you.
Great one. Thank you, man. Sisi. Have a great week, midweek. Hello.
Thank you, Sam. Good afternoon to you, Sam. And let me extend my afternoon greetings to all those who follow the show. So, my name is Hussein. I'm Hussein Kew. I call from Jacobson. Thank you for such a unique conversation. So, Sam, I yet to understand, whenever the government made progress or have some achievement in the different sector, I don't get why people don't want to acknowledge or appreciate the government. You brought this topic up not because you wanted to criticize the government, but because you appreciate the effort that have been applied to us. That's why you brought it out.
No, but it wasn't. It wasn't. I did not speak from a government perspective that the government brought it out. I said it is a general stuff. It being filtering the atmosphere. The government did not issue any statement on doctorate degree, honorary doctorate degree, nothing. The commission, the higher commission came out having done their appraisal and shut down those institutions they mentioned with an ultimatum to other institutions. That has nothing to do with doctorate degree. It's just something that in the atmosphere that I talked to.
The commission did reference, he said those who are holding doctorate degrees, it should be earned. It's not somebody just
oh, okay. No, I don't know about that. I just thought to talk about that honorary stuff.
He made reference to that. So it is only a good thing same when there are progress made in the different sector with the knowledge. And it's good sometimes to criticize, but I don't get it why every time people want to criticize, just come on radio and give me the topic. It's not about criticism, but accommodation. People don't want to do so. So let me say thanks to the government. They are doing exceptionally well in different sectors. There are challenges in other sectors, which of course they do acknowledge that there are challenges in the sector. But when the government made progress, if nobody will come on the show to do so, I Hussein Kew would say thank you, President Bouaka, and thanks to all your team for the tremendous work you continue to do in our country and improving the honorary. Thank you.
Thank you for calling. Have a nice week. Hello.
Hello, Mr. St. Andrew.
Yes, good afternoon.
Yeah, thank you very much. What is our that you come here? I do a discussion for Omega Market and legacy of former president here. Yeah, Mr. St. Andrew, I have problem with the decision taken by the government to close these schools. Are you getting me?
Yeah, let's hear your reasons.
Okay, thank you. When the government was very serious, when they came to power, they should have closed the schools immediately. But they allowed the administration under their watch, they administer WAC, they administer WIAC, all those schools, then they came to power. Now, so they're closing those schools. Are they telling us that they're going to disqualify the WIAC offer too for administering WAC or WIAC to those schools?
But those are not high schools, though.
They are not high school.
The National Commission on Higher Education responsible for higher institutions like university, college, polytechnic, and that's why they say Commission on Higher Education, above high school.
But I send the king to power, and it was serious. They should have closed those schools, but I allowed them to put the graduation program under their watch. And some of them even extended the graduation program. Why now they're closing those schools? Not being fair to the society. It's unfair. It's not correct. Thank you very much.
Thank you for calling. Have a nice day. Hello. You want to lower your radio or cut it off, please?
I'm sorry. Mr. Andrew, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing fine, sir. Thank you. And you?
Yeah, I'm okay. My name is James Bade, and I'm the chairman of the Veteran Assembly, speaking from District 16, Nikutown. Mr. Andrew, I want to commend the Commission on Higher Education for the bold step taken. Do you know why, Mr. Andrew? It is only with the higher education. But we got a lot of areas in this country that need to be closed down. If you go in the drug sector, the pharmacy, the rest of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is they have ministry
with the High Commission on Education. Why would it be? You are not qualified. You did not register with the Ministry of Education.
to go through a criteria to qualify you to establish a school, you know, to carry somebody there and say, you have graduated, you are so this and that. So if it is left with me, even they should go so far, these decrees that have been given to the people, they should be withdrawn. These people are not qualified. These schools are not qualified. This is why they close them down. If you can imagine, when they discover in the United States that these health certificates, these medical certificates that were given by State of Waterstone School, all those are given their certificates. The health center where they are working, the people sack every one of them. Fire them. They put them out of job because they were not qualified. You understand? It should be the same. These schools are not qualified. That's why they close it down. You see, most of the health sector, most of the clinic, people running drug show and all of this here, they are giving people injection, they're giving people that. Yeah, they are not clinic. They are there to dispense drugs and all that. They are not the country that carry out these stuff here. They need to be closed down.
Have you
even the higher education
have you gone?
Go to details.
Have you gone to any one of those quack hospitals or nurses or doctor for treatment?
They are plenty around town.
Have you gone? Have you gone? Did you? Listen now. My man.
You know, hospital, and then they are giving people injection, giving people around here in the country.
But the people not treat you before.
They did not treat me before.
Yeah, but you now go to fake doctor.
Andrew, somebody give me some kind of injection, you know, and the other parallel, so I got experience with that.
So why you went there now? That person that person was professional in your opinion? And you felt that person a professional doctor?
Because I was here in the terrain, so I was considered professional. But now the Commission on Higher Education, they are
all right,
professional.
Thank you, sir.
These people are not professional, they are not qualified to run these schools. So they decided to close them down.
So
they should be
thank you.
around.
Thank you, sir. Yeah. Thank you. Hello. Yeah, your line cracking. I want you to move from where you are. It is the weather. I understand. The weather, once it rains, the network is not always favorable. So let's try it.
Thank you.
No, it's still bad of not too clear. But you want to call back. You want to call back. You can do that. Just call back. So that's it. Yeah. The man said he went to unprofessional person. The gay gesture. You almost got crippled. So, for that thing, guys, you know the poor unprofessional. You can go there the same way. People selling drugs in bucket, very hot, under the hot sun, all of the steam getting out. People buying. How they can say they are very good at calling all of the drugs by name. And you hear the person, oh, my man, you get this, you get that, the man carry the bucket there. Oh, you get this one, and then for that one for my daughter. My daughter suffering from this. They say, oh, how you can take it? The man even know. He just gave things by imagination. Couple of days, get worse. So yeah, you're right. Not only the academic sector. I did not say that they were wrong. I only said they needed to have done due diligence before and even after. Now that you have shut those institutions down. What are you doing now? Because you have to help the education ministry improve the sector. Let it not only be seen on authority that you got the authority as the Commission on Higher Education, so you have exercised that authority by shutting down those institutions. What do you do beyond there? Because you want to improve. The essence is to improve the tertiary sector. It's not just to be seen as political showmanship. Political showmanship has always affected. You exert power or authority because you have it, and beyond that, nothing. A classic example, the National Identification Registry, quote unquote, citizens ID card. Every citizen must have ID card. Because they refuse to do due diligence of the culture and themselves as an institution before embarking, they were obsessed with the authority. We get the power. Everybody should register this time and instructed the central bank and all banking institutions that if you don't have ID card, nobody will do business, or all the kind of stuff. When you hear those things, that just authority. It's different from sitting down and studying it good, looking at the ramifications if there will be any. That's the big difference between the white man and the black man, especially the black Liberian man, except my racism. A classic example. Yeah, the National Identification Registry, they forced to cut it off so that they were playing good. That now they're going back to playing well. In Liberia, government institutions and other people, they only exert authority. And that's what happening to this Capitol building stuff. Because Boaga went at the Capitol building and used the word hooligan, which is purely political, and he prejudiced the entire stuff. So from there now, Gregory Coleman say, well, we have to satisfy the political godfather. That's why you see it going the way it's going. Thank you all for having your say on that. I appreciate it. Let's go to, we'll go to NPP. But let's talk the measure. The United States Embassy continued to tighten its grip on a number of things to safeguard their culture. You see what we're saying? The same thing. They're not exerting authority, but they are observant. They understand their culture. They know what to do and how to do it, when to do it. These pieces of advice that you see over the weeks and months have been coming from the United States. That's just exactly how it is. Simple. And they are getting the result they want. So yesterday we didn't have the time to talk about it because the plate was loaded. So here is it. The embassy made it clear that before you go to the embassy now, you have to declare, you have to make known, you have to display. Oh, yes. I hope I don't forget. Yes. Yeah, this is what. But anyway, you are aware. Courtney Griffiths, Charles still a lawyer, gone. Yeah, he died at age 70. All right. So the embassy made it clear. Until you can listen to sense, you will always be tossed to and fro by people who are not informed. You'll continue locking profile. You'll continue using pseudonym, fake name. You'll continue putting all kinds of things on your Facebook, on your wall. Yeah. All kinds of obscene photos, videos, and locking profile, using pseudonyms. The U.S. Embassy, by the statement, they're simply saying that if you went to the embassy to obtain anything, your visa whatsoever, it will be displayed. You must display it. You must display. Our judicial correspondent, before I came on the air in the newsroom, Ben Johnson, we were discussing it, and he made reference. I think he said in Ellen's administration, and similar thing came about, and several individuals were denied. He said he was specific with 2 individuals. He said they asked the person for a Facebook name. The person did not know that question was going to come. So what the person had in mind as the expectation, that question did not come, but rather they went to social media, and the person gave different identity, not realizing the people were already in possession of that. So they were only asking the question to know that that person truly is the person. And the two individuals were denied. Last week, I talked about that locking Facebook account. All those things are included. All coded names or pseudonames, locking Facebook profile. Your Facebook is just, sorry to say, please accept it this way. I want to be practical so that you understand. Your Facebook wall is nasty. That means you get all kinds of obscene things inside, warlike, all kinds of funny. Those things that you know why the American people say no, your character can't enter their place. Those are characteristics of who you are. That's your psychology right there. That's your mindset. That's who you are. That's your personality. So when you use fake name, like I am Sam Andrews, then I go on the other side. When I get there, they say, I don't know, yeah, show me some of the names that people can use. I used to all that see that. But you have to use, that's why Facebook can ask for your original name, your real name. Sometimes on Facebook, asking people think they're creative and they will not want to, and they will use their innovation to come up with different names. Yes, but it has reached a point now that the US government say no. Before then, this is not only Liberia. This is not only Liberia. Don't understand it to mean only Liberia. No. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Josephus Mane say, yes, Sam. I just told someone the same thing these few days ago. Yeah, just 3 days. It is not only Liberia, it is all over the world. Ghana has it. Ghana, it is their own regulation in place. So they added spies to the American, their system. They have that there too. The things that we should be regulating in our country, even though it's hard to regulate social media, but you can do it for yourself. You can save your image. You don't know where you will find yourself tomorrow. You can never tell the opportunity that will come your way. All of these things, even if you are running for a position, Facebook has denied people use. What's the lady? A lady was contesting the 2023 representative election. I think she was a model. And prior to the election, she would put her model pictures on her page. She thought that people were not in possession of those, or they could not access her profile or her wall. When the election started, what happened? They started putting her opponent. They started putting those things out against her. Hey man, I think they let it Woki Dolo. They started putting those things out. Yeah, her obscene photos everywhere. They just start sharing it, and she was so embarrassed. It broke her down, even though she was advised not to give up because she was already in the middle of the water. She tried, but it really played on her. These are some of the things you have to be very careful. You lock your profile. So now you lock that profile, you go to the embassy, you go elsewhere, they want to access something, they say, please open it. You don't even know how to open it. You forget, then you'll be there. Oh, I know the password. Oh, yeah. And you think who will be waiting for that crap? They put you off the line. You off. You have to keep your page clean. Already the people are concerned about this war and terrorism all over the place. They don't trust anybody. These are the reasons, some of the reasons America tried to do all of these things. And it's good for you, it's good for me. You want to keep your page clean. You want to stop using pseudonym that fake name. Though it's hard. No, I will not sit here and tell you in my limited capacity knowledge of technology that it is easy. No, even the experts find it difficult to regulate that sector. But with the little knowledge they have, they now put measures in place by which they will know. So if you sit there, you'll be looking whole day using pseudonym, putting all kinds of stuff on your wall. You doing all kinds of things. For the ladies, then you all got to be very careful. For the men, everybody. I'm not saying that you can restrict your page. No, it is your privacy. You can restrict it, but you want to be very careful, you yourself down, that you don't let it loose. So it doesn't affect you tomorrow when you go to the British embassy. Then they open that, because it might be that they will not want to ask you any question. They might decide not to ask you question on other things, but they will just resolve that, let's ask this applicant about his or her Facebook profile. That's what they might decide to do. So what are you having in mind? No. Because some people, before they go to the embassy, they imagine some of the questions that they were asking. So they rehearse the answer. Sometimes some of the questions, some of what they have in mind can come to pass. So the people might say, let's take this person by surprise. Let's take this applicant by surprise. We'll only ask questions from social media. So I ask you, when was the last time you did a post? You say that you can't remember. Or the question might be, you want to enter the United States or Great Britain or France. And you have this warlike character. Isn't it true? He said, no, I know I fought in a war. No, me who's scared of gun. I know. But you know that you put something that thing there that you ought not to put. So when you finish that, then the post show you your own war, what you wrote, what you said. And then they look at it and say, no. The fact that it came from your mind and you intentionally wrote it, by their reasoning, you are portraying an idea that is warlike, or you are radicalizing. And if they allow you in the country, that's the idea you carry there. So they deny you. I'm not saying that you should not lock your page. No, you can lock it. You can have your password. Some people don't. I told you about my experience with the password. Since that time, I know how many years. I can't use password. It's open. I use only one name from time to time. That's it. So anybody can go. They say, oh, St. Andrews. Okay, you're the guy. Yeah. Okay, you see the man in the studio. Okay, this is Kings FM 8.5. Yeah. So you see all. I ain't get bad thing inside. Except somebody steal my phone now. You go put all kind of thing inside, and God said God will expose you. Like so God in there, journalism, my broadcast, yeah, your church thing, every other thing. Now, so if I go to the embassy, they ask me questions or thing. Even they put black club my face, made necessary, they ask me. I will say anything about that page, and when they check it, that's it. You want to be responsible, and you are responsible, but you want to portray an image of yourself that people will say, yes, this guy is worthy of getting the right to enter France, to enter America, to enter Guinea, to enter whichever the country. I'm not saying the African countries, but just saying that. So that what the people came out with, just thought to explain it to you that way, yeah? You ladies, because most of you ladies, you don't think, you move, you behave like children. You show that tabula rasa. You know what tabula rasa is? It's a blank mind. And that's what the children have. That's why you don't blast a child. You don't yell at a child. You don't beat on a child. Those of you who do that, you have mental problem. You stop it. The child is tabula rasa. They are far from reasoning. They only move with feelings. That's all. They only move with feelings. They develop reasoning as they grow. But everything they operate with is what is referred to as tabula rasa, means blank mind, blank. Most of you ladies, that's how you people are. You're big, but you people have that tabula rasa mind, blank mind. Yeah, what I mean? You have no time to do personal inquiry or to think and act independently, because one lady saw you and say, oh, my favorite days, me, I can lock my page, me, I here for anybody there. Then you two, you jump inside. And you don't know that lady locking her page because of who she is, what she does, but she's not telling you. And you have no time to say, why this lady, my friend, just lock her page suddenly? Must I do the same? What is her reason? Have I done it before? Why should I do it? For what reason? How it benefits me if I lock it? Let me inquire from her why and get an understanding. Why this friend of mine is using pseudonym and wants me to use pseudonym the same? Or coded names. Meaning you're giving a name to something that is not really what it is. You can do it for place, for person, for thing. We say we're sitting trying to put something together. Then I tell the director of news, I say, okay, Shamodia, since we have this, let's create, let's have this thing coded. Let's have this name coded. Meaning we give it the image that it is not in reality. And if you read literature, most of the writers, they use that idea, that innovation. Sometimes some of the characters they present to you, when you're reading, you think the character is real, but the character isn't. That character was coded. You want to understand it good? How they call it? AI. AI. Some of the characters that you see, they are not real characters. They're coded characters. You want to be very careful. So the people say, okay, before you go now, you want to display, you want to make public your page. But that making public your page, it doesn't say they don't have it. They have it. They have it, but they're giving you the benefit of the doubt. Just as God gave Adam and Eve the benefit of the doubt. When God asked them, where are you? Then he went to the N word, naked. And then what did they say? When they gave their position, then God said, who told you? That expression meaning, I'm seeing you. I know. But you want to speak for yourself. I'm already aware of everything about you. Everything before me. So just explain. The high looking at what the embassy is saying. You must make it public. Public. They have it. So when you lie, it right before that. If Sam Andrews went to the embassy and Sam Andrews' profile is XYZ, and then he goes, he telling the people something and think that he's smart, the Sam Andrews page right before the people, they have everything. So right there, they will know that Sam Andrews is lying. Pam, he's denying. This goes for everybody, government officials, people in the legislature, the executive, the judiciary, the private sector, journalists, business people, travelers, just everybody. Everybody. It's not for specific people. Everybody. So you want to be careful, especially you ladies. You want to be very careful because you just move with your instinct or the instinct of other people. Every little thing your friend and you are joint inside. Some of your friends are being denied. Let's go to the Chief Justice. Let me do this quick so that you can have your say. Then we go home. The Chief Justice. Let me share with you the code. You see what I said? Most of the institutions in Liberia, that by authority, they move with authority and no assessment, no pre-assessment, no post-assessment. Yeah, the boss of the National Commission on Higher Education, you can see the same thing with the National Identification Registry. What? Come on. People have to stop this patronage, or we have to do away with this patronage politics in our country. The president is the patron, he's the boss, he's everything. Anything he wants must be done. Even we know that it is not right or it will not help, the timing isn't right, but we must say yes because the president wants it, must not advise him. The president of the National Commission or the head of the Commission on Higher Education, here is a direct quote from the man. Hear what he said. President Boakai told me, my citizens are dying at the hands of fake doctors. Shut down all illegal and fake medical institutions in Liberia. So I am taking action now. You see that? So the man said, because Boakai say, yeah, his citizens are dying, so he should shut down all those institutions. So he too now, he refused to use his discretion to advise the president right there, because you can advise your boss. Yeah? But the boss has to create a unique atmosphere. And let me tell you publicly, one of the reasons I like Keynes and AB, listen, AB is open. He comes and whatever the situation we go and express our opinion and he listens. I was telling the people, AB never shuts anybody down like you see with other leaders say, oh, I want to hear this and that, busy, all the kind of thing there. Even if that 1 minute to start the show, he will listen and be open, receptive to that idea. And he will advise. And he never shuns anybody's idea. If in his opinion is not really good, but he allows you to experiment, give you the benefit of the doubt. And that's how it goes. That's what good leaders are. Allow you, advise expressly. It is not because the boss say that I want this to happen and then you just move. You can advise, oh chief, yes, that's true, you're right. But this is it. Can we do it this way? I think if we go the route that you want, we might have a bad repercussion or the outcome might be bad. We might not get the result that we want. Let's try it this way. If it doesn't work, then we come back. And you see right there, the boss will say, okay, that's good. It is not. It is because Boakai say they must shut down. So the man goes. The man says, okay, Boakai said we must shut down all the institutions. So I'm taking action now. So that what led to the so it means the man was sitting at that National Commission on Higher Education doing nothing. Because somebody told Boakai and say, oh, you reading in the media what is happening, you listening to the radio what the talk show hosts are talking about, fake this, fake that. So Boakai said, you call the National Commission head on Higher Education. My man, my people are dying. I want you to shut down all those institutions. Eh? Now the man called here. Yeah, the man called. The man said, President Boakai told me, My citizens are dying at the hands of fake doctors. Shut down all illegal and fake medical institutions in Liberia. So I am taking action now. That's what I call patronage politics. When the boss wants it, when the patron wants it, it has to go. So the Chief Justice birthday is on Thursday. The Chief Justice, her birthday is on Thursday. You want to wish her joyous, blessed 70th birthday. All right, it's on Thursday. The political aspect, she will be stepping down from that position. And no doubt, President Bouaga will appoint a unity party person. Oh, yes. So she steps down on, but Thursday is her birthday. Thursday, she turns 70, the Chief Justice. Thursday, she turns 70. She turns 70 on Thursday. Chief Justice Shannon Yo. And that will bring her to her retirement according to the Constitution. She served for 2.5 years. She was appointed when in 2002. Yeah. And I think a ceremony will take place in the presence of her fellow colleagues, member of the bar, and other people. And then that will leave the president, Joseph Yema Boakai, to appoint a unity party person whom the president already has in mind. So Article 72, is it 72? Yeah, Article 72B. 72B calls for just that. What did it say? The Chief Justice and Associate Justices of the Supreme Court and judges of the subordinate courts of record shall be retired at the age of 70, provided, however, that a justice or judge who has attained that age may continue in office for as long as may be necessary to enable him render judgment or perform other judicial duty in regard to proceedings entertained by him before he attained that age. So the Chief Justice is out in a couple of days, and Unity Party Chief Justice will then move in to take over. And then they what other things? No, there's something with the case, the Samuel Twe case. Yeah. Tomorrow, the lawyer will determine, we will know whether the arson capital accused bond justified or not. But the Supreme Court will on next week, Tuesday, that will be July 1st, hear the petition for a writ of prohibition filed by lawyers of former Finance and Development Planning Minister Samuel Twe and 3 others in that high-profile economic sabotage case. Yeah, that will be on July 1st. Oh, yeah, that case. July 1st, yeah, that's what the court said, July 1st. Okay, then the ceremony leading to the reburial and burial of the Doles. Today, the body of the former First Lady They say lie in stadium. But I do not know of the former president, the slain president. We can just take that as symbolic because the body wasn't exhumed. The very government, nobody knows where the body was buried. And I maintain, whether people like it or not, whether you can say, oh, it is funeral, it is burial, or it is bereavement, how you sound and so. No, Chief, any way you want to take it. I say this because the way Unity Party took it, that is a Unity Party affair. They just stay there because they are in power. But a Unity Party activity there. At least we are went there after the daughter said all kinds of awful things she rejected by disrespect. We are show up because we are is a peaceful man and he is a Christian. So the 2 caskets, and then what is in? What they're going to bury? What are they going to bury? Picture? As far as I know. So put the picture of the lid door in a casket. The wife casket will be open to viewing. Would they open those casket? Would they? This weekend, he will be the casket. Let me not say he. No frame there. So we can't even say dead body. No frame. The picture, which is also referred to as frame. That's why they will put in a casket if they have not put it there. So that is not reburial. That is not reburial. No. Reburial, you know where the body was placed beneath the earth and you exhume it. And it's placed, even if it is the bone, all those years, in a space of no time, the flesh decays or get rotting, but the bone stays. So when they say exhuming, it's not the flesh, that's the bone. That's the bone. So that is the body, the skeleton. It's placed in the casket. But nothing like that, no one knows. The man who killed Samuel Doe, he died. No one knows. The people that are around, no one knows. I think one time I heard a guy on social media, some kind of podcast, saying that Doe wasn't buried. All kinds of things he was saying. He said he fought alongside Prince Johnson. He was close to Prince Johnson, part of the inner cycle of Prince Johnson, and he was at the port when Prince Johnson influenced the late Doe to go there, and that thing happened. So that is not reburial. No, I will put the politics in it because it is making fun of the nation. It is not right. It is purely political. There's nothing that national. When I say national, you know how it ought to be. The involvement of the country. Everybody knows how Samuel Doe was killed. Everybody knows how Samuel Doe reigned. Samuel Doe still has the respect, though gone, of vast majority of the people in this country, just as Charles Taylor, who did awful things, and any other leader. But it is not for us to look at the past. It is for the country to go strictly national by coming together and giving a befitting burial. When you say befitting burial, not necessarily, it's not a reference only for carrying the person in your Capitol building and they kind of do this, put the person in, or the frame, not person, but put the frame in what they call that long something, laurel, how they call it, moving all around. No, it's the country coming out to give their last honor and respect. That's why they call befitting. Look at the atmosphere. Look at how it looks. You'll have few people, Unity Party officials, the president. That's all. What do you see? That's not what is referred to as national reburial of a president, a slain president. No. Unity Party only did that, and they are comfortable because they think they're scoring political capital from it, from the people of Grand Judah County. Why didn't Buckeye, ask yourself, prevail on former President Sirleaf when he was vice president to look for the grave, exhume the remains, and give him a befitting burial? Ask yourself all those times. 12 years wasn't sufficient to have proposed. Did Buckeye know he was going to be president? That you say, oh, the person have this, with the signs cleared, I'll be president, and then I will do this? No. Buckeye didn't know he was going to be president. Buckeye even said that he didn't want to run as president because he was frail. He was sick at that time. He didn't want to risk himself. He was afraid to die. He felt that if he had forced it, he was going. But the people around him persuaded him to the letter. We are aware. We've been around. We heard a lot. So why didn't he? Why didn't he propose or suggest to his boss at the time as a human and say, let's do this for the slain president? Everything that is happening today, you look at it, you watch the atmosphere. Is the country involved? Is the country involved? Put aside your political, cultural, or tribal sentiment. We are talking about a person who reigned in this country as president. Whether he was good or not, whether his reign was good or not, whether he triumphed by development or not the issue. But he stirred the affairs of this country as president. And the country, not by option, not by privilege or opportunity, but obligation to give the former slain president a befitting burial. Look at the country, my people. Look at the country. Look at the atmosphere. What do you see? Only few people who are partisans of Unity Party. And there, watch the first day up to today and see how it's going to be at the weekend. It's all Unity Party affairs because they think that it is the best way to score political capital. Look at it. Let's exhume. The remains were exhumed. In that casket. You think the country will not want to come out? But when you are a leader and you live in division, you increase division and hate and strive, you divide the country. That's why you get. And I am convinced that Buckeye conscience is not too clear. He's not comfortable with the way in which things are happening. Look at this book, the signing ceremony. Look at today and look at the other atmosphere beyond today. You know what it means? We've seen countries around the world, people, where a former president, whether the person was dictator or not, whether the person did so well development or not, the country came out to give their last respect. Everybody cannot go to Grand Judah County, but if this country was united, if this president had just reconciled with his predecessors and other people and kept the atmosphere peaceful, you have seen the turnout. Why a former president is giving a reburial, even though there wasn't a burial? But for the discussion's sake, let's take it as reburial. The involvement of the people. Where are they? If this country was together, if the president, who is the melting pot, reconciliatorily, and if he had just maintained that respect and unity with his colleagues, with fellow political leaders, in and without, you have seen the masses turning out. Hey man, this situation, this one, ain't no politics been it. You ain't gotta be for a partisan of NDPL. That was his party, eh? All right. NDPL, CDC, UP, ANC. No. It's country now. It's oneness. It's the Liberianness. Everybody will put everything aside, put politics aside, and turn out. When you see human beings around that pavilion, the foreigners, we shall say, yes, this country truly is a culture country, rooted in their tradition, irrespective of what the turnout, put aside their political sentiment to give the slain president a befitting burial. The family alone, the family who have been so excited. But listen, watch the atmosphere, people. If you have eyes, they're not satisfied. They're not really satisfied. Watch the atmosphere. Look at the countenance of the people. Look at it. If you've been following, you will see. You don't need God to come down or send one of his vice generals to come and tell you. Open your eyes. Watch the gatherings. That is not a reburial. We have to learn lesson. We have to drop the petty politics, the childish politics in this country. Reburial of a slain president? Whether crime people can give people or give people crime people, whether they pass through Nima County or pass through Maryland County or wow, the people will have no time for that. But they will turn out. We've seen the thing in other countries, man. But when you just tie everything around a political party because you are the ruling establishment, you don't get the reception. You don't get the support of the people. Look at that. Look at the place. You know what I mean? You say lying instead. Tomorrow I will bring you a picture. Tomorrow I'll bring you not a picture, but a video. You see, it's a former president. You see the turnout, whether the person was a good leader or a dictator, whether the person didn't support them or not, they put all those things aside and they turn out in mass because it was the country. So it was no longer political party, political sentiment, but humanity, the country. They sent a message across. Despite our differences here, we put all aside politically, but it's all about giving a befitting burial to our leader, to say farewell. The Doe family too. After this, they have to sit down and do a sober reflection and never tread such path. So it's Unity Party, reburial and burial. They have been attending. The country had not been involved. Chief, you can argue it anyway. Unity Party partisans, you can disagree with me. But look at the atmosphere. We know what reburial and burial is of a high-profile personality, whether a military leader, a political leader, whatever. We know. The body, they say, lie in state. Who you saw over there? Only security people around. Nobody had, like, nothing happening. Our little experience that God allowed us to see of other countries. You see human beings around that pavilion everywhere. You see them standing. You see them following the ceremony. You see mass number. That entire Ashmore Street and Broad Street, there's no way for car to pass. They will come out to say, farewell, leader. We weren't part of your ruling establishment, but you were a Liberian. We did not share your policy, but you were a Liberian. You were dictatorial, but you were a Liberian. We come in that Liberianness and Liberian spirit to say farewell, sir. But look at the place. Look at how pathetic, how pitiful. Then you say reburial, state reburial. When you're saying state burial, you know what you're saying? You got to look at those things. I'm saying it this way because I do my research. We don't come sit down on King's Heaven to job for you to hear or know. We come to educate, inform. So you will know what to do, so you'll make informed decision. Look at that place. How pathetic, pitiful it was, and still is. We got to really try in this country. The people then can say, may God help us. But God can help us when we can't help ourselves. All right, Josephus. Okay. You want me to do it now? So that's it. Let's have a few calls on this one. It's almost 5:30, 8 minutes past 5. Then we can go. You can have your say on it. 0772 2399 33 0886 30 44 97. The women's line 0777 9803 75. Just few calls, and then we are out. Say reburial. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, sir. You are on the air, Chief.
Yes. Thank you for the. I'm steering on Kettering Boulevard. Yeah. When you are talking about Prince Johnson, I say about Doe, reburial. Let me tell you something. I listened to Prince Johnson recording way back. He said that nobody was bound for 25 years. After the burying, after a few times, when he bought the grade, the body was still hard like rock.
Where so?
In also the place that recording are quoting from the recording people say,
so in a recording, they show the place where they say they buried Doe.
Yeah, I come in. When everything they said that they bought the grave, they bought the body and point them, so they add it into the water.
Oh.
That's why he said
Oh, all right. Okay.
So those do not have no grade anywhere.
Okay. Thank you, Chief. Thank you for that information. Thank you. Hello. Hello.
Yes. Good afternoon. Sanju, how are you doing? Victoria back calling from Johnsonville.
Yeah, I'm doing fine.
Yes, Sanju, you know President Baka in one spoil a repo money to go back and take care state to put a photo on it. So I just want to know what grade you going to stand down there. Why are you stand down there? Because when they buried to the men are buried like killed to a man or living when you are bad person not push it. They may finish that. They yet want to play fun of grade you go back and take care of our resources. What we not get full in the country, you go back and take care of the go put it and say do. So you say, yeah, no fire scope for go. That political go, they will not score it. We the Grandier, we are not today, they are happy. We are here today in Grandier. We are here. Setting all you not put Nimapo and Grandier together, say, yeah, all paper and can, and you not and Nimalia and Grandier together. At least then we time to label you come and say reburial. If you tell a photo, you say reburial and Nimalia will come out, the Grandier will come out with it. All of them will come out and say yes. And Nimapo and Grandier are united. When the small ball our first year, our president, we are day. You own you do it, you divine the country every day. We had Anke, I do what we say, paper, you put on the cafe, Mr. Parker will not for you know the party. We are here today. Let me tell you now. Thank you for the topic.
Good. Have a nice Tuesday or Wednesday. The United States is very serious. Oh, they just released another one. They said visa applicants are required to list all social media usernames or handles of every platform they have used from the last 5 years on the DS-160 visa platform or application form. All applicants certify that the information in their visa application is true and correct before they can sign and submit. Omitting social media information could lead to visa denial and ineligibility for future visas. Easy. Okay. That either. All right, Josephus, I'll do just that. I will check it. Mary Johnson said, because people don't care about Samuel Doe. No, I think it is the government, the planning. The president doesn't speak to his predecessor and other people. The way that thing happened, if Buakai was looking at it not from a political standpoint, but from a national country standpoint, he will have told the people, stop. You don't do that. That man was a former president. And whatever that is happening to another former president, I, as president, will not. You stop that, and then let us all come together, rally the country to give the former president or the slain president a befitting burial. But the president went purely political. He tried to score political point from it, and that's why you see it the way it is. Look at the atmosphere. It's just like an ordinary person. Just like ordinary person, that even an ordinary person, it draws public attention. Denise Denise Yvonne Yolo say every day you talk the politics. What thing they want get to do with Unity Party business? A young woman was murdered and burned. Talk about it. Let justice prevail. Let her killer be brought to justice. We are sick and tired of your stupid politics in this country. That Denise Yvonne Yulo. Yeah, I can laugh because the writer don't understand the irony of their own thing. You say every day that politics, but you involved in politics. You commenting on political issue. Yeah, man. Hey, Yvonne. No, Denise, that is the same thing you're doing. Oh. So I beg you, Mama, Try to think good before you write these kinds of things. Moreover, you can do away with politics. Politics in your house. Politics in your very house that you live. If you are working, politics at your workplace. If you are in school, politics on your campus. In the car, politics. The politics is everywhere. That is life right there. There's no way you can do about it. It may not be formal, but you are affected by it. So try, know it. I guess you don't know. So you can talk about the woman too who got murdered, who got burned. You are a citizen. You can talk about it. You can do citizen journalism. Talk about it too. What stops you from speaking about it? Josephus said, if the Chief Justice retired at the age of 70, retiring at the age of 70. Huh? No, I understand that. But she will be 70. She turns 70 on Thursday. Tomorrow. Tomorrow she turns 70. And the Constitution said can be retired at 70. But the Constitution also provides a condition. So that is level of the president. Dubon Hill said instead of Walker saying they should provide more drugs and medical equipment for the government, for government hospitals. Yeah. Okay. So that's it. So today, no Capitol building talk. Yeah, because I know there were many of you wanted to go to the Capitol building. Then your call. There. No, that we will talk about it tomorrow. Let it rest more. Yeah. You rest more on this Capitol building as on your entire way. The thing is both the government thinking, the executive, they thinking how to run away from it. No evidence, nothing. Everybody knows that they have lied. They continue to lie. They themselves confused now. They're confused. Nothing happening with that whole thing. Tomorrow, the judge will give the approval. He will approve the bond. Beyond that, the case starts now. So before George Roosevelt Willie, they will have to produce their so-called strong evidence they have. And it's going to be interesting. So you relax on that one, yeah? Today, no Capitol building stuff. Yeah, nothing. So the office of the War Crimes Court, amen. So that's the end. Amen. Jala Babu has to leave. He has to tell Buakai in the face that he can make it and leave. Prince Johnson died. We told you all the thing. The main person was Prince Johnson. Prince Johnson died. No War Crimes Code again. Not at all. Nobody giving support. Nobody. The countries they gave up to, because some of the countries that were opting for this War Crimes Code was merely Prince Johnson. They wanted to see Prince Johnson. Wanted to see Prince Johnson on trial. But no. So money not going to the office of the War Crimes Court. For months, they have not taken pay. The renter has not been paid. The assets recovery team too confused. They just don't know what is happening. Nothing they can understand. Their work has stalled. Just everything upside down with the government. Everything just upside down. They just don't know what is happening with them. It's because the approach from the very first day was very, very premature. They did not know how to go about. They were only exerting authority. We are the government. I'm the president. We build this country. We do this, we do that. That's all. Vice president goes to arrange for 285 machines only to go do window shopping. After the president, the president say he should renegotiate when there was nothing there to renegotiate. I see why Brennan Spears say they think we are stupid. They want us to feel stupid because they think they are thinking better than us. They can reason better than us. Only to go do window shopping after their officials took to social media excited. The president instructed the vice president to renegotiate. Only to go do window shopping. And it come back now. And the legislature, may I tell you people, if it goes through the legislature, we're fine. But they're going to ignore that legislature. The fighting has started. You saw what happened yesterday in the House of Representatives. It has started. Richard Queen said on Google, he traveling here and there. The things they were accusing the speaker of, some of the things they have started doing it. The way they say power corrupts, it can change people. Richard Queen enjoying, he traveling here and there. He put his men and his booties on lucrative committees. They too, they are comfortable. You see, Sekou Kone, James Colette, the one that spoiled, he needed a few days. He go lie to the people, say you are giving them 50 bags of cement. At the time, the people were expecting he did not, only to go to the church and blasted them. Do you know? Let me tell you these things. This you're observing. Do you know that the House of Representatives is the noisy segment or branch of that place than the Senate? The Senate atmosphere is always refined, intelligent, responsive. You hardly hear noise in the Senate. What you sense, see, know, and can speak about reason, intelligence, refinement, mutual respect for each other's view. No insult, no threat. Have you guys noticed it? I'm not only talking about Bouaga regime, from early to Wea and now. The House of Representatives has always been the noisy, just like a market ground. Man, cause and all can come from down there. Threat. That place has they have never gone down there a single day. All the years I've known that House of Representatives, not a single day they ever assemble without noise, discuss reasonably as men and women, highly educated people, refined people, get out. You will never find it, not a day. Go to other countries around the world, see the House of Representatives, see the people discussing, see the people intellectualizing, see the people bringing out issues. See them, they disagreeing with their colleagues on intellectual line, on policy line. No vexation, no anger. That's what they call legislative flow. It's all about intellectualism. Convince your colleague why this is this, in your opinion. And that's what you see at the Senate. The Senate is refined. Legislative refinement, you find it in the Senate. Legislative noise, legislative market ground. You find it in the at the House of Representatives, legislative market ground, noise making. You take small children, put them over there, put 73 children in that place, you'll find refinement. You see how they will conduct themselves. Then you talk about those men and women. The place noisy. Yesterday it wasn't easy again. Tomorrow, Thursday, the meeting. Fighting will come out again. Somebody will make something a threat to somebody. The guys are the guy very interesting. I just thought to share that with you. I see you. Very noisy area. Very the House of Representatives. But how pitiful. Amen. Look at though. They say reburial. Look at the atmosphere. Che. Look at the atmosphere. Too pathetic, man. You say reburial, state reburial? I see you. Gabriel Wea said the Senate is more mature. Lower house has all the money eaters and noise makers. Yes. This is a fact. Just do your observation. Go to the Senate tomorrow, Thursday. Go there. Just spend your day in the Senate. Just go there quietly and just sit until they close. You will never hear noise over there amongst those guys and women. You will never hear insults being traded at each other or one another. You will not hear any threat whatsoever. The guys and men, the guys and women will discuss the issues. They may disagree with each other on policy line, but it would never lead to anything that will cause commotion on the floor. Refine that Senate. That's what they call Senate. But the House of Representatives, and I can understand, I know why the House of Representatives is a market ground, a marketplace. No disrespect. I'm not saying that they sell that. A marketplace is not only where people sell goods, where they trade goods. No. A marketplace is also an intellectual atmosphere. In Latin culture, they will refer to how they call it, the square or the arena or the marketplace, meaning an open place where intellectuals assemble and then they discuss issues of vital national concerns. So somebody who know when you say marketplace, it will. But if you said to me that the marketplace at the House of Representatives is tense, I will know that you're talking about the intellectual aspect. They've increased the tempo. It's not only the place that people sell goods. No, any open place that people market the idea, sell the idea, intellectualize, agree to disagree, is a marketplace. You can have marketplace of intellectuals. Then you take a stroll the following day to the Senate, to the House of Representatives. You hold your ear. You even get uncomfortable. You walk outside. The noise. The guys at the... No, you don't do that thing. You don't be insulting each other here. Gabriel West, leave the man. Leave the man. The man expressing your opinion. Leave the man. You don't insult each other. No. You see the same thing I'm talking about with the Senate. You're acting like the House of Representatives. The man expresses his opinion on the issue. So don't insult the man, lead the man. For you, you said the Senate is mature. So he has his own reservation. You don't have to refer to him or the person he supports as that expression. Yeah. The conversation is interesting. This is democracy. And you see, I'm not reading it because you guys have not written you guys have not written for me. You're intellectualizing based on the topic and you're sharing your opinion. So it's good. You're disagreeing to agree. So you don't act like the guys in the House of Representatives. The guys in the House of Representatives, they can cause man cause and all. They can threaten their colleagues. They can say all kinds of things into their friend end. That's why most of them, you don't see unity. You don't see unity in the House of Representatives. What you see is what they call sectarianism. Meaning they divide the House of Representatives into set. This other person get a fashion, the speaker get a fashion, the deputy speaker get a fashion, the other person get a fashion, just like that. You don't see fashion in the Senate. They have one leadership over there. You will not see Yombly Kanga Lawrence, the pro tem, she has a fashion. The person next to her has his fashion. Amara Kone has his fashion. Janitor Bocha Sobwe has his fashion. Senator Snow has his fashion. How they call the lady? Say the other lady. Vapila has her fashion. No. The House of Representatives, that noisy place, is fashionalized. They just whole day, they just made no. So they don't really conclude on things as the way they ought to, as compared to the Senate. I see you. That's all the time. Thank you. We're back tomorrow, if God permits. The news is on at 6, King's Newsroom. Join us, please, for it. And at 6:50, CDC Hour is on with Isiaka Sharif. And then at 8, it is Face the Issues with Teacher Line, Anthony at Law, A.B. William. You don't want to miss it. Another fascinating presentation. If God permits, we're back tomorrow. Shalom.